Cookie Clicker, a game where if you just pull up Google and type Cookie Clicker, you can play a completely free version of I'm gonna pay $5 for. Now you might be wondering why I'm playing Cookie Clicker, and it has nothing to do with this review from Anakin Skywalker, and it's simply because I love Cookie Monster. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4. Every time I click this big cookie, I get one little cookie which can be used as currency. I can use these cookies to buy buildings which will get cookies for me. So I bought a cursor which will click the cookie for me, and it makes me 0.1 cookies a second. At this rate, it will only take 2,849 years to reach our goal. If you're wondering what our goal is, it's to bake 8 billion cookies, or enough to solve world
Cookie Monster's never-ending need for cookies.
Anyways, next I bought an old lady and forced her into indentured servitude of making cookies. And she claims to be nice, so this will surely never backfire, right? I also got a bunch of achievements. One mentioned something about an ascension, but I'm sure that's okay, right? Anyways, I kept clicking and buying upgrades until a golden cookie spawned. I clicked it and it gave me Frenzy, which gives me 7 times cookie production for 77 seconds. Basically, what the golden cookies do is inject my grandmas with steroids. With the money from the golden cookie, I was able to purchase a farm which produces purple cookies. If you're wondering why they're purple, I heard it has something to do with Sprite and Jolly Ranchers. Anyway, I quickly unlocked the next building while illegally drilling to prove that the earth is not round, but is in fact floating on the back of a giant sea turtle. Instead, I found cookies deep within the earth's crust and began mining. By this point, I'm making 145 cookies a second. That's more than an Oreo factory. But I must keep going to stop Cookie Monster. Anyways, at this point, I went to go eat, and when I came back, I had almost 150,000 cookies. That was enough to buy a bunch of things, like one factory. That's it. So I kept clicking and buying upgrades, and then I got an achievement. My archenemy Cookie Monster was taunting me from within the game. So to keep him at bay, I completed the greatest achievement yet and completed the cursor wheel. But while that was happening, the government was trying to get me to pay my mandatory workers with real money. So I created my own cookie bank to topple the economy. To defeat the Cookie Monster, I must become one myself. But by this point, I'd been clicking cookies for the past 5 hours, so I decided it was time to go outside, touch some grass, talk to friends and family, see some sunshine. But what I saw shook me to my very core. The sun was eclipsed, and it wasn't just by the moon, it was a giant cookie. So I rushed inside and purchased a magical wizard. He was able to reverse the effects of the eclipse, but in turn he made the sky purple. Now's probably a good time to also mention that earlier in the playlist you probably saw the suspicious white substance under the cookie. This is milk, and it attracts kittens, which are the saviors of this game. The more achievements I have, the more milk I get under the cookie. This number of achievements changes the color of the milk, which I can then exchange with kittens to monumentally boost my cookie production. It was also at this point that I unlocked sugar lumps for baking 1 billion cookies. Sugar lumps grow in the corner of your screen over 24 hours and can be used to unlock mini games, but more on that later. I'm just kidding, now is later, and later is now. I'm definitely not going insane from clicking a cookie for 48 hours. Anyway, it's been 24 hours since I explained sugar lumps, and I collected it and used it to unlock magical spells for my wizard towers. Now we have access to many spells, but if you know anything about Cookie Clicker, the only one we care about is Force the Hand of Fate. This spawns a golden cookie, which can then be used with a natural golden cookie to create a cookie combo. That means with the right RNG, I can get a 7 times frenzy with a 777 click frenzy to get 5,439 cookies per click. Let's try. First, I wait for the natural cookie, and then I use Force the Hand of Fate to summon a cookie. Now I click the natural cookie, and it gives me 7 times frenzy. No, the next one gave me 7 times frenzy too. It only lasts twice as long, it doesn't stack. That's so unfortunate. Now I need to wait for my mana to regen to try again. Also, by this point, I'd already reached my goal of 8 billion cookies, but the dopamine kick I'm getting from this number going up is crazy, and I'm sure it's enough cookies to satiate him for the next couple minutes of this video, right? So now my goal's changed. I'm gonna try and get every single achievement in Cookie Clicker. But how? I had already turned all fields and all money into cookies. What was left on Earth? Wait, that's it. On Earth, I need to go to space! So I bought a fleet of rockets and went into space to start mining cookies on other planets. And look, there's the giant sea turtle. To understand our next building, we must go back in time to the Byzantine Empire to find the Philosopher's Stone. Not to be confused with the Sorcerer's Stone from Harry Potter. This was a substance that alchemists tried to find that could be used to turn regular rocks into gold and silver. Now back to Cookie Clicker. I've reversed this process and I'm turning gold into cookies using alchemy labs. This is because gold no longer has any weight as currency because I've turned all currency into cookies using my banks. I've toppled the gold economy. Anyway, let's try the golden cookie combo again. There's the natural golden cookie, then I use Force the Hand of Fate to spawn one. The natural golden cookie is gonna give me, yes, 7 times frenzy. And the forced one is 777. Go, go, go. I got it. With this combo, I was able to reach 1 trillion cookies and bought a portal to start expanding my cookie empire to the multiverse. And with that achievement, the milk turned red with the blood of my enemies. Anyways, it's been 24 hours and another sugar lump grew in the corner of my screen. I used this sugar lump to unlock gods to worship at my temples. There are 11 of these gods, and I can choose 3 of them to worship, which will each give me 3 unique abilities. These include a lazy god, a god of beta mouth breathers, the god of Zillas, a guy I wouldn't let within 50 miles of a school, what appears to be a Minecraft villager in a toboggan smoking a joint, the god of creation, a demigorgon, a mouse, a juicy burger, Jeremy. It's really just German. And last but not least, the god of mewing. Bow, 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 bow. Now, I only care about 2 of these gods. The first is the mouse, which simply makes my clicks 5% more powerful. But Godzilla is what I care about. He boosts my clicks per second by 1% for every building sold. So if I sell 300 buildings, that's a 300% buff to clicking. So now if I combine the 7 times click frenzy with the 777 click frenzy with the 300% selling multiplier, I'll get 1,631,700 times more cookies per click. Stay in school, kids. It makes you better at cookie clicker. Now I tried the combo and unfortunately Force the Hand of Fate backfired, but I still got the 7 times frenzy and sold the buildings. This got me in about an hour's worth of cookies in just a couple of seconds. Now's also probably a good time to mention there's different religion combos and spells to use for different styles of play, but I'm not going to explain them because the only style of play I care about is clicking the cookie obsessively. Oh yeah, the dopamine kick. But now I'm turning all planets and all gold and all dimensions into cookies. What's left? Wait, that's it. Now, what about then? I bought a time machine and now my past self was baking cookies. I was changing historic events. The Boston Tea Party was now the Boston Cookie Party. In other news, I got 150 grandmas, which gave me an achievement calling them ancients. And then I sold one of them, and they started threatening me with ray guns, so I chucked them in retirement homes and called it a day. They weren't very happy about that at all. But I'm sure it's fine, right? But I made another severe mistake. While traveling back in time, I brought countless other cookie monsters back to the present with me. But how am I supposed to stop them? I don't have enough cookies. Maybe I'll try changing the name of my bakery. No, that wasn't enough. He's getting angrier. I'm already baking cookies in all times and all dimensions. What's left? Maybe antimatter. Go! It wasn't enough. I can't stop him. He's become too evil and there's too many of them from all times. I need to ascend. And so I click the button and the cookie crumbles.